Hello, everyone. We talk a lot these days about authenticity in leadership, and it's an important topic. But there is a growing trend in leadership that's very concerning, and it actually takes away from authenticity. Picture a CEO who spends more time crafting the perfect LinkedIn profile or post than addressing their team's concerns. For some of you, that's going to sound all too familiar. And it's called performative leadership. It's a growing problem where leaders prioritize their image, their social media presence, their charisma, and their social media clout over substance, competence, and accountability. They chase likes, they craft viral sound bites, and they're more focused on optics, often at the expense of real problem solving or team trust. In fact, team trust erodes with this type of leadership. And in a world obsessed with digital validation, this behavior is amplified, eroding progress. It fosters environments where loyalty to a leader's persona overshadows merit or results. Now, this isn't just about bad habits. It's a symptom of something deeper, something that we'll call mental complexity, and that is the proper technical term. So what is mental complexity? It's how we process our experiences, our relationships, and information, growing more sophisticated as we move through different developmental stages. These stages reflect how we construct our sense of self and the world around us. It's how we make meaning of our experiences. And most adults will land in one of three developmental stages. And in order from the lower levels to the higher levels, there's the socialized mind, and identity with someone in the socialized mind stage comes from external validations, such as the social media presence, their relationships, their norms, or approval. So external validation determines how they see their relationships, how they see what's normal, and they're really questing for approval and belonging. The next stage is called self-authoring mind, and identity is driven by internal values, your own goals, and your own independent thinking apart from the group or those you previously would have desired validation and approval from. And finally, the highest level is called the self-transforming mind. It's rare. It's a stage integrating multiple perspectives, sometimes even contradictory perspectives, and a systems type of thinking. And incidentally, only 1% of the population falls into this highest level, this highest stage. The socialized mind, that lowest stage, is where many get stuck. Leaders seek approval. They conform to expectations, and not necessarily organizational expectations, but expectations of those from whom they want approval. And they tie their worth to other people's perceptions. Here's the sad news. Research shows that somewhere between 58 and 65% of all adults in the population operate at this stage today. And that's a reality that limits leadership effectiveness. We live in a complex and fast-paced world. And if a leader stays at the socialized mind stage of development, they're not very well equipped to strive to thrive in that leadership role. So leaders at the socialized mind stage will often crave external validation. So think social media likes or public praise. They make decisions based on optics rather than impact. And they struggle with accountability when their self-image depends on other people's views. This fuels performative leadership. And like I said, about 65% of all people are there. So it's very possible that a good number of your leaders are at this stage. An example would be a manager might post about team success online while ignoring the real conflicts going on in their team. Compare that to the self-authoring stage, where leaders act from their values and they focus on lasting results. So let's break these down. The socialized mind seeks approval, prioritizes image, and follows norms of the group. The self-authoring mind acts on values, their own internal values, and focuses on long-term impact. So the problem is that moving to higher stages isn't an automatic thing. Social media and cultural pressures can keep leaders, and any one of us, locked in validation-seeking mode. And that's not where a leader should be. So how do we shift towards authentic leadership? Building authentic leaders takes time. It takes a series of challenges. So let's go through some real life things that we can do to challenge ourselves and raise our level of mental complexity so that we can move to those higher stages of development. One thing you can do as an individual is grow your mind. So reflect daily. You can journal or meditate on the choices you've made and the results of those choices. And you can ask yourself, am I doing this for approval or for a purpose? Am I doing this to get the approval of others, or do I have a purpose I am trying to achieve with these decisions? Did it feel authentic or performative? And you should also seek diverse feedback. Talk to people outside your echo chamber. Challenge your assumptions and let others challenge you. Ask a colleague for honest input on your leadership style. For organizations, we can support growth, and we can develop beyond skills and offer programs on perspective taking or handling ambiguity, not just technical training. So you could run a workshop where leaders navigate a tough ethical dilemma. You can also reward results, measure success by outcomes or team performance rather than visibility in social media posts. Tie bonuses to employee satisfaction, not public mentions. On a societal level, we can shift the culture. We can boost media literacy, teach people to see through online hype and value real substance and real competence. Share tips on spotting performative posts versus real leadership that you can find online. We can also push education and advocate for teaching mental growth in schools and in workplaces. We lobby for adult development courses at a local college. That would be an example. So performative leadership thrives when we stay stuck, and we don't want to stay stuck, chasing applause over impact. But we can change that. Reflect on your actions, redesign how we work, and push for a culture that values depth and competence over flash and social presence, social media presence. Imagine leaders who inspire trust and solve real world problems, not just post about them. Now, I'm inviting you to join the conversation. Share one way that you've seen performative leadership play out, or a step you're taking to grow authentically in the comments below. If you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, we'll see you next time, and I'm wishing you all the success in your leadership journey.